So today we're here with Paul Mychaluk, and he has a unique intuitive healing awareness about something called the electrical matrix of the body. And I'm going to turn it over to Paul to share with us a few keys about how the matrix works.
Hi, my name is Reverend Paul Mychaluk, and I also am a practicing chiropractor. However, this has nothing to do with chiropractic, so I'm going under my spiritual title. So what happened to me was that back in 1989, all of a sudden I had this image that showed into my mind, and what happened was that it was a set of geometric shapes, and Peter's going to show you the picture now. And as you can see, the picture is pretty much geometric shapes, and they have, when I printed it up, I sort of identified different things about it that seemed like one seemed to be like the head, and there's other things. I didn't have these labeled when I first got the picture, but this is the earliest printing of it that I could find. So it's a little yellow because it's pretty much is a little bit older than most people listening to this. But anyway, that's a joke. Anyway, so what happened was that I had no idea what to do with these figures, and that took a little bit of time. So I took them apart, each one, and I drew them, and kind of like, okay, there must be a reason that I got these. There has to be some purpose, because nothing happens without a purpose. So I assumed there was some kind of healing capabilities with them. So a friend of mine was over, and we decided to, try it out and see what would happen. So we used something called what I call the base rectangles, and it took us about 5 minutes to get them balanced, and all of a sudden, after they were balanced, all of a sudden we both noticed that her pelvis went totally straight. Like one side was higher before all this happened, one side was higher than the other one, and there was a definite tilt to her. And all of a sudden we did this matrix, and we were totally flabbergasted, like, oh my God, these things are actually doing something and they're important. So that sent me off on a quest to find out how I could know what's the most economical use of time, because 5 minutes on one picture is a little bit crazy. So what we did was I developed a system of how to use these. And the best way that I've found, the fastest way to use them is by using two methods. One was using a sound with them, and then using a color with them. And the sound is basically any sound that's going to bring you in touch with spirit the way you know it. For me, I use a Sanskrit sound that's written H-U, and it's pronounced like the name Hugh. And that helps me tune into my spiritual essence, because these did come from, essentially, I have to call it spirit because I don't know where it came from, but based on results, it definitely is tied into that. Now the colors, I played around with a set of colors here or there, and we finally came up with a set of colors that are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, gold, silver, and white. So as you visualize these colors in the background, you're also doing a hue sound. Now, obviously, in the beginning, what seems to work best is to see a color, say hue, see another color, say hue, see another color, say hue. And at some point, you'll be able to just do hues and colors just fine. Now, some people, as I was uh, found out, some people can't visualize colors. So just saying the names is just fine. So you don't, it's an intention process. And first of all, you'll never see the image exactly the way it's printed. I don't even see the images the way they're printed, but I have it in my mind that that's what I want to see come forward, because your mind just can't. How do you put this inside of your body and then, or around your body and do, it's just, there's some people probably that could see it exactly, but I'm not one of them. And it doesn't really matter. I have had people like who've had the course, and there's like 54 matrices in the first class, and they were somewhere, and they couldn't remember what it was. They had an idea, but they just didn't have any written material with them, and they just said, "Can I have Paul's matrix?" And went through the colors, and it worked. So it's not as how would you say it? It's not cut and dried. There's lots of variations how this whole thing can work. So what happened was, took about 5 years. In 1995, I had enough pictures and that would be able to balance the pretty much all the organs of the body and most of the structures. There's pictures for a jaw, there's pictures for a skull, um, joints, muscles, all kinds of different things that you can use to help balance the body. What we're going to cover now is going to be three matrices. One is going to be for, the first one is going to be for the lungs. I'm sorry, for something called a universal matrix is the first one. Universal matrix found out what it does is helps to protect you from negative influences. And so it's used in a bunch of different situations. The most common one is if you're in a mall and all of a sudden a lot of people are very sensitive, so they feel like a little disjointed and out of focus. And so what you can do is you can use a universal matrix. The other one, if you're going to go into a place where there's going to be a lot of negative energies or people coming sort of against you, and you want to prepare yourself, protect yourself, this is how you would use the universal matrix. What it consists of is three translucent tubes, and they stretch from the top of your head down to the bottom of your toes. And so what you do is initially when you're playing with this, you're going to build it. So you're going to build one tube, have a little separation, build another tube, and then build the third tube. And then you see the tubes, all the tubes turning red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, gold, silver, and white. And sometimes if it's necessary to repeat these periodically in order to keep the energy from interfering with your energy. The next one is going to be the liver pyramid. Now, the liver is very interesting. It produces, its function is like 500 different processes. It's situated below the lungs on your right-hand side. And the matrix for that is a pyramid, a wide pyramid. And then you place that pyramid over your lungs, over your liver. And then you again go through the colors, and that starts the liver coming into balance. The liver, most common uses of the liver is it's part of your immune system. It's part of your digestive system. It produces bile. It helps. It stores your sugar for distribution when the body calls for it. So it has a lot of different practices and functions. And one of the interesting things is that's where most of the heat from your body comes from, the functions of the liver. So that's got to be one hot organ if it can heat up your entire body. So it's pretty amazing to me. But all of these are, the whole system is very amazing. It's difficult to understand why this would work. Why would seeing a geometric shape actually influence the body? And I don't even have the answer for that. And it was very interesting. I was at a show, like a health fair show, and this gentleman was very sarcastically said, "Well, what's the science behind this?" And I told him, "There is no science." And he just looked at me with a blank face and went on, because there is no science behind it. How do you explain this? You can't. There's no explanation for it. But it's fun to use. I've taught lots of people to use these, and they use it on themselves. They use it on their kids. So and it's so simple that even a child can learn it. So all I have to do is see the shape, see the colors, and your body starts balancing itself. The last one that we're going to show you is the lungs. Now, the lungs are, you use two pyramids, and they're elongated because the lungs are elongated. And we are going to get the lungs up there soon, but we have a liver now.
It may be our next little video, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not getting this, huh? That's okay.
We'll have it for the next one.
Yeah. So the lungs are basically two pyramids. They're elongated. And again, they're usually the way they're used is use them with other matrices for working with inflammation, colds, things of that nature. And they're also used by themselves if you want to rebalance your lungs after some kind of a event that caused them to become weak, allergies, things of that nature. So that's pretty much the whole process here. If you want more information, I have a series of 10 of these matrices on a web page. And what you do is you type in one word, theelectricalmatrix.com, and that will take you to the web page. And then the web page goes pretty much what we went through here, and we give you some extra matrices to practice with. And you can go to that and refer to it anytime you want. And if you're interested, obviously, we offer a couple of different things. We offer a manual with all the matrices in it. And we offer also, I used to do classes, and I think what we're going to, with our little COVID adventure here, I think I'm going to switch over to having a 1 hour video available based on and people could just incrementally go through all the matrices like that, because getting people to get into a workshop is impossible right now. So that's pretty much the whole process. Peter, do you have any questions?
Paul, this has been really great, and there people will see on YouTube. Besides this, there will be a few other videos going through different matrices. So we really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Okay, it was a very pleasure being with everybody, and God bless you all.
God bless you.
See ya.